What up? New York here. Being it's, February now, and it's still a tit-bit nipply out, I figured, what better time than to talk about JD.HE?
Alright, hi, my name is JD. I yell at my phone and I have weird-ass nipples. I'm a superhero and my superpower is weird-ass nipples. I'm a mutant and these are my useless superpowers.
Take Hulk Hogan, take Jesse from Breaking Bad, take Mother Teresa, stick them in a blender, and then pour on a whole lot of ginger, blend it for 5 minutes, and out comes JD.HE. After all, every genre needs its Hulk Hogan, right?
And I don't care about those people that aren't stark-raving Hulkamaniacs. I could care less what they think. I'm fighting for life, brother. I'm fighting for all those people that have remolded their lives, man. Modeled after Hulkamania. Get their priorities in order, man. Walk around with a lot of pride. As far as those people that are on Andre the Giant's side, I wish they'd come on down, too. I'd like to slap them around just for a warm-up. But I've already gone through my transformation, man. I'm ready for Pontiac, Michigan. I'm not the Hulk anymore. I'm the Hulkster, man. Look into my eyes, man.
Hulk,
I'm on that mountaintop. Back off, little man. I'm on that mountaintop, and I'm waiting for you, Andre. And I'm guarding that mountain. And the Hulkster that's guarding has got a 32-inch neck, a 64-inch chest, the largest arms in the world. And I'm geared to seek and destroy. Seek and destroy the cancer of Andre the Giant. Seek and destroy the Weasel's empire. And what you gonna do, Andre, in Pontiac, Michigan, when Hulkamania destroys you?
he is indeed absolutely livid, going against the man that one time he looked up to and respected. Hulk Hogan to defend.
Now, before we go too far, I gotta say a couple things. I like JD.HE. I'm a fan of his. This prison genre is basically a bunch of, how would you say it? Scumbags. But he's not one of them. You know he's an ex-con, he got in a lot of trouble, but he did change his life. A lot of people have been asking lately, oh, what does he do? Does he give back? I guess they don't watch his videos, because yes, he gives back. He helps cons who got out get into drug programs. He goes around bad areas and has basically Narcan parties, and he gives all these guys Narcan so they can continue to be dope heads and overdose and come back and overdose again and come back and overdose again and come back. He basically allows heroin addicts to overdose daily and still live. And that's a good guy in my book. Serious note, JD.HE also lost his son to fentanyl. Most people don't even know what to do with that. You lose your kid, it's usually the end of everything. He managed to take it and put it to the front line. He used the death of his son to raise awareness on this epidemic and again, to help others. Not many people can do that or say they ever did it or would do it. Most of these prison YouTubers just want to make money, scam people, and buy a yellow Hummer. So with all that being said, it doesn't mean that we can't roast him. After all, I believe it was Abraham Lincoln who once said that roasting somebody on YouTube is the most sincere form of flattery. You can look that up. I said it on YouTube. It's gotta be true. JD even asked to be roasted. He really did. I roasted a bunch of prison YouTubers. He got in the comments saying it was comical. He's asked me a few times. He said, listen, me and my son laughed at the little bit you did about me. Maybe you could roast me. Now, I never did it because I had respect for the guy. So I thought about it. I said, how can I roast him without, hurting his feelings, without disrespecting him? So I called up JD.HE and said, listen, how about we just do an interview? Just come on, we'll do an interview, we'll get this done, we'll see what happens. And, being a good sport, he said, yeah. And we brought him here today, so let's talk about the interview. JD, the first question I'm going to ask you is the same first question I ask most people who come on here for an interview. Do you miss anything about prison? Is there like one thing that maybe you actually miss about being inside the prison? And if there's not, and you had to pick one, you have one. What do you miss about prison, JD?
Dude, in the shower, leaning over your shoulder and sweetly, gently whispering into your ear, spit on it, I'm going in.
That's both the most honest answer and definitely the last answer I ever thought you would give. The one thing you miss about prison is having a man stand over your back and whisper in your ear, I'm going in. Now, JD, it's obvious that you're a giant Hulkamaniac. I mean, you just look like a bruiser. I would guess that you probably listen to death metal like Slayer and Pantera and all kinds of stuff like that. Could you tell me what's your favorite music?
I like Taylor Swift because clearly it's my style of music.
Your favorite music is Taylor Swift? I wouldn't say that too loud there, buddy. It's not really that tough. Like I said, I was thinking Slayer. I didn't know you were at home, crying in your pillow.
And I'm just living for Taylor Swift because
JD, it's very clear that you're, very opinionated. With that being said, with all these prison genre guys, all these scam artists that are the prison genre, besides yourself and maybe one other person, but I don't even really think that. Could you tell me who's the worst of the worst? In your opinion, who is the worst prison genre YouTuber that's ever YouTubed the YouTuber?
I want y'all to see what a literal, actual little snowflake bitch looks like. See this here? This is not a man. I'm sure he would claim to be, but what pumps in his bloodstream is 99.9% hoe.
That's funny. I would say BERNER420 too. He's definitely up there. A lot of people say that you're basically, BERNER420 is the Walmart version of you. He's like the Temu version of you. He just wants to be JD DeLay. And I know you're not going to want to talk about this, JD, but some things I'm going to have to bring up. Like Jessica Kent. I think that Berner dates her because you used to be friends with her and make YouTube videos with her. So he was like, if JD does it, I'm going to do it too. He's probably hoping that maybe you did get a little from, Jessica. This way he can taste your man meat in his mouth when he kisses her. Speaking of Jessica Kent, you did a few YouTube videos with her. You rock with her. You support the girl, even though she's a scam artist. I kind of understand because you're the type of guy who's always trying to help out the less fortunate. And let's face it, Jessica Kent is the less fortunate. If it wasn't for YouTube, she would be dead. If it wasn't for YouTube, she'd probably be in one of those hotels that rent by the minute, face down on the pillow. But that's another story. You don't want to hear about that. I get it. You support her. But could you tell me, how was it the first time you met Jessica Kent? Explain to me, how that went.
Oh, she did this weird ass shimmy where she was like on the bed and she kind of leaned herself off, went down to where she was standing on her head, and her fucking vagina was up in the air with her legs kind of spread. It was definitely some shit. It was some shit. Some shit for sure. God damn it. Why am I telling this story?
You mean to tell me the first time you met Jessica Kent, she was head down with her legs spread up in the air and a fucking vagina sticking out everywhere? That's not what I heard. I thought that one of your friends had called you and said, listen, we're going to go hang out with Jessica. That's what you had told me earlier. Unless, did he tell you something different? When your buddy called you when he was with Jessica Kent, what did he tell you? Like, what did he say you guys were going to do over there?
We're making a meth bong out of this chick's vagina. A pussy meth bong? Fuck, bro. Watch, I'm probably gonna hit it.
Now it all makes more sense. Your buddy told you that you guys were going to go over to Jessica Kent's house and make a meth bong out of her vagina. And you thought you could hit it. You probably did. I mean, if you're making a meth bong out of the girl's vagina, I would think you could do more than that. But this is hearsay. This is just my opinion on things. Well, you did say it, but again, just my opinion. Right, that's enough with Jessica Kent for now. We'll go to another prison YouTuber that you hang out with, Ian Bick. I was told you do an amazing Ian Bick impersonation. Would you be willing to do your Ian Bick impersonation today, JD? Just throw it out there. Let everybody see it. Let us decide if it sounds like him.
I'm tired of little catfish calling me a chomo. It's about time I got treated with some respect.
That's pretty funny. It's pretty much on point for exactly how everybody imagines Ian Bick sounds. Because, after all, let's face it, when he was in prison, they thought he was a chomo. Now, JD, we're going to move on. A lot of people out there, we know that you do the Narcan events. We know you go to court to help, ex-cons get into drug programs. We know a lot about you. But that's what you do. That doesn't always represent the real JD. Like, in other words, what do you do on a day-to-day basis? We'll start with this question. You woke up today, you had some coffee, you did some steroids, you got ready for the day. And then what happened? Like, what did you do today?
So I kicked a baby today. Imagine being notified that your child is dead.
So you're telling me that you kicked and you killed a baby today? Whatever happened to that whole nice side, that whole BS that you spill on YouTube to everybody about how you're a changed man? Here you are laughing about kicking a baby. I mean, is the rest of you just fake? Is that whole I'm changed and I want to help people fake? I mean, I'm surprised you don't even act differently. Or do you? JD, is this all an act? I mean, talk like your real self. Act like your real self for a second. Let me see what it is.
Now, guys, I know that prison is supposed to be a rough and tough place, right? But if you want to be a better parent, you're going to have to learn to open up to your sensitive side. And look at me. I'm a pretty macho guy, and I'm very sensitive.
Shocking. So you're telling me that's the real JD.HE? And this guy that screams and yells and talks about killing chomos is just a persona you put on for YouTube? It's okay with me, big buddy. It's okay. You can be sensitive. From now on, I want you to be yourself. Be sensitive. You know, you love Taylor Swift. That's fine with me. You can love Taylor Swift and still make vagina meth bongs. But I want my people to see more of the real you. Just drop the wall, JD. Drop the wall. Let the sensitive side come out. You know, I heard you play the guitar. Maybe you want to play us a sensitive song.
So many people love to argue just for the sound of their own voice. Feels like everyone's just out to hurt you. It's hard to hear over the noise. Politics and religion. Oh, these ugly games we play. And when we should all just come together.
I was wrong. I like the tougher version of you a lot better than this guy. I mean, I don't know, JD. I'm not telling you to take steroids, but I'm thinking that maybe the female hormones are starting to add up if that's the type of songs you're listening to and playing and you're loving Taylor Swift and all this other stuff. I think the estrogen levels are rising and rising and rising. The guy, you know, can also explain your nipples, but I'm just saying, you said you were born like that, so who am I to say anything different? It's gyno. Now, I know we got to end this soon and you got to go to the gym for the 16th time today, but I'm going to switch up the tables. I'm going to turn the tables, as they say, and let you ask me a question. You can ask me any question in the world, think about it, and just shoot it, and I'll give you a straight answer.
How can I get away with blowing black dude on probation without getting caught?
Oh, every time I ask you prison guys, if you want to ask me a question, it's always something weird. I understand that maybe you think we have a different type of relationship because I told you I wanted to hear your sensitive side, you should release it. And, you know, we talked about a bunch of other stuff, and it was a pretty good interview. But, JD, I'm the wrong person to ask. I have no idea how you can get away with blowing a black guy on probation so you don't get caught. How about you just don't blow guys? That would be a great idea. I didn't even know you did that. Again, I love you, bro. I love what you do for your community, but the estrogen levels, they're getting way too high, my friend, because if you're thinking about how to blow a black guy, I don't even know if that would affect your probation, but still, that's not a question you ask somebody. If I like you, I'll let you try again. You get one more question.
Does anybody know how babies are made?
Seen us playing games. You definitely know how babies are made, JD, and just because you want to start screwing with me now, I've been thinking a lot. Ever since you talked about Jessica Kent standing on her head with her legs spread and the vagina sticking out, I was thinking, you say your buddy called you to tell you you were going to go over there and make a meth bong out of her vagina, which makes perfect sense. But why would he think to call you about that? Have you made meth vagina bongs before? Is this something that you do? Why would he say, hey, we're going to turn her vagina into a meth bong? Let me call JD.HE.
For those of you who don't know, this is one of my areas of expertise. This used to be my favorite arts and crafts project, making a pussy meth bong?
Oh, you should have said that in the beginning. It wasn't that it was Jessica Kent that you wanted to go make a vagina meth bong. It's just that you've done this before and it's one of your favorite arts and craft projects. That's more understandable. JD, the interview's over. I'm going to give you some tips and I'm going to, give my final opinion. My opinion is you're a great guy and you're a great sport. My opinion is that you might have loyalty for the wrong people at the wrong times, you know, here and there, but that happens to everybody. I thank you for what you do with the Narcan. I thank you for, you know, bringing your son's passing to Front Street and trying to stop other kids from passing and other parents from losing their kids. You're a good dude, JD. You're a good sport. You know, this interview here today, it's all for shits and giggles. It's all shits and giggles till somebody giggles and shits. But thanks for being here. And until next time, like I always say, this is New York. I hope everybody has a great week, and I'll catch you on the next one.